Hey guys, so playing Shadowrun Hong Kong. Again, you can probably read. So I won't bore you with the details. I'm just gonna go into this. Decided I want on hard. Yes, set. And I put a lot of thought into what I want to make already, so I won't. I decided I like this one. I played around with the character creation things I made. Just gonna go full Street Sam. As much karma as I have right now. Right. All right. I see what I did there. Maybe you don't, I don't know. All right.
Hi, it's Raymond. I hope I have the right number. Look, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I need your help. Remember the day I took you and Duncan off the streets? I told you that the past is just a story, that if you can just accept that, your past loses all power over you. Yeah. I was wrong. I'm on my way to Hong Kong now, to finish something I should have faced a long time ago. Hey? I need you with me. I know we're not blood, and we didn't leave things in a good place, but you and Duncan are the only real family I have. Please, if our past means anything to you, meet me in Hong Kong right away. I'll explain more when you get here. I'm begging you. I'm almost out of time.
That was nice. Hard landing. Raymond Black. The old man gave you a home once, took you and Duncan off the gang-ridden streets of the Barrens, sheltered, educated, slapped sense into you both, until you almost resembled productive members of society. And then you took off, left it all behind, landed behind bars for a time, tried to start a new life after that. It's been 8 years since you've heard Raymond's voice. Until out of the blue, you got this cryptic message, a plea for help. Meet me in Hong Kong right away. and wired to your account, enough new yen to pay for the flight and then some. The descent is rough. A squall comes out of nowhere, sending a solid sheet of rain punching into the suborbital transport. With a ragged shudder, the plane finally skids to a halt at the edge of the Czech Lap Kok tarmac. Alright, I don't know. It's a Cantonese, I guess. Not that I know any kind of Chinese, but, you know. An hour and an interminable number of emotionless security checkpoints later, you hail a water taxi to Victoria Harbor. Hong Kong looms ahead, pulsing with energy. Alright. Alright. Item added, Harry's hand. You step from the churning of the water taxi to the ponderous rocking of the docks, your stomach lurching at the transition. As soon as you're clear, the captain nods once and steers a small craft back into the harbor. The man never said a word, just handed you a worn brown duffel bag. When you stepped on board, filled with gear, some stiff new body armor, and a note, better safe than sorry. -D. Alright. Okay, that's working. Above, smog-thick clouds hang low in the sky, reflecting the lights of the city in a nauseating swirl. The wind changes direction more than once, creating a heady stew of aromas: diesel, sea salt, street food, and filth. It's all you can do to keep your in-flight meal where it belongs, alright? These are people, that's an elf. Two figures stand waiting in the dim light of the pier. The first is an orc, lean, with in-your-face muscles and a jaw made to break fists. The second is an elf, yep, one hand resting casually against her hip. Raymond Black is nowhere to be seen. Duncan, well, don't you look like shit. Duncan Wu, the closest thing you have to a brother. You haven't seen the man in 8 years, still as charming as ever. He grins. Green's not really your color, Ada. Doesn't go with that nice new armor I got you. It's cool that I have, like, a real name and a street name. I'm a razor girl, so that's why my name is Schick. If you get it. Doesn't go with that new armor I got. As you open your mouth to respond, something shifts alarmingly in your stomach, a liquid bubbling sensation, and I got enough to tough it out. You don't know what you're talking about. It must be the harbor lights messing with you. Must be. Because you've still got some of your old fortitude at least, he laughs. Considering how much synthahol we used to put down, don't know what that is. I'd be surprised if you could handle a little chop. Couldn't handle a little chop, alright. Anyway, we gotta go find Raymond. He'd be here. Where's the old man? Never showed up. He still got that same baritone rasp. Had it since he was 12. Who developed early, alright. Yeah, because he's an orc, alright. Try my comm. That's probably a stupid question. When was the last time you saw him? A few weeks ago, before I got this message telling us to meet him here. I've been working a lot, so I hadn't been by the house in a while. He's awake. The orc bows his head. Miss Maloney's dead, Ada. 3 years ago, bad ticker. You couldn't hire another housekeeper after that. You kind of creep them out. Creep them out? His voice sounds far away. Raymond hasn't been himself in a long time. Right. The Raymond that I remember was a bit distant to begin with. This is different. He's been restless. Staying in his study, inside his own head a lot, and he barely sleeps anymore. I've been worried about him, but I haven't figured out what to do about it. He looks up at you and shrugs. I didn't have a sister to turn to. Hell, wasn't too sure you weren't even still alive. You were even still alive still, until Raymond managed to track down your number. Carter. The woman standing beside him breaks in. We should get along, Duncan. Head back to the meeting point in case your dad shows up. Alright. Copy that, Sarge. They're wearing Lone Star body armor. Looks like Duncan Wu's gone private police. Girlfriend or something. His partner. Unfortunately, yes. Although partner's not the right word for it exactly. I like superior officer better. He grins. I let him carry my coffee for me, write my parking tickets, that kind of thing. The woman taps her chest with an armored finger. Carter. I figured I could use some backup. Didn't know what Raid got himself into, and I wasn't sure you were going to show up. It's a tossed-off remark, but there's an undercurrent of resentment in it. You want to say? You got something you want to say? Nope, he shakes his head. Hey, look, I'm glad you're here, Ada, seriously, but I'm going to need some time to get used to having you around again. Been a while since I heard from you, know what I mean? Memories of sleepless nights and lockup flashed by, wondering if you'd ever see Duncan or Raymond again. Wondering if you even wanted to, so what happened? Then stepping out to the daylight, suddenly free the fallout of some obscure corporate restructuring, a few hundred new yen worth of apology from your former jailers, and a decision to start a new life, to leave the past behind all of it until now. I know I've been out of touch, alright. Duncan Wu stares at you, his goggles reflecting the harbor lights. Sure. He scans the waterfront, frowning. Let's just find Raymond. He was supposed to meet us in the plaza on the other side of this pier. The sooner we find him, the sooner you can all have a big happy family reunion over dinner. Carter grins. And the sooner I can find a place to get a drink around here. Damn right. Ahead of you, Hong Kong rises serpent-like from the sea. Government and megacorp coiled together, writhing in their basket of institutionalized corruption. No one can tell where the snake's body ends and its tail begins. That's what Raymond used to say. Duncan turns and starts down the pier. Carter follows. Alright. Let's see what's over here. Inspect. Fresh construction is expanding the harbor. Alright. Very dramatic running animation. That's not getting opened. Locked gate. The guard shack at the end of the pier is dark and empty. Duncan gives the gate a push, but it doesn't budge. Oh, well, that was open earlier. Duncan frowns. Looks pretty solid. Yeah. Guess we'll have to find another way to reach the plaza. Guess so. Strange how that there's one here, though, isn't it? Carter shrugs. Who knows? It's Hong Kong. Not actually sure how things work around here. All right. God, her hair is weird. Come on, rookie. We can cut through the construction site. I hate it when you call me that. Oh, Duncan's got a girlfriend. Alright. Cut through the construction site. Up. There's a thing here to interact with. security checkpoint. The gate is locked, but the nearby control panel appears accessible. Carter pulls it open with a metallic screech that pierces your skull, sending a new wave of pain down to your churning stomach. Alright. She examines the control panel for a moment, then throws Wu a backward glance. Looks like there's another way off the docks on the other side of this gate. I think that I can bypass the lock. Alright. Carter fiddles with some wires and the door lock hisses open. Got it, let's go. Up, movement. The group on the dock was fishing a package out of a speedboat when you surprised them. Now the package is at the bottom of the bay, and the speedboat is disappearing into the distance. They close on you, red-faced and yelling. The light of the harbor glints off their weapons as they approach. I like how the combat theme for this game is actually like a remix of the Return to the Sixth World theme from the first game. So the leader shouts something in Cantonese, but it's too fast to make out. You're rusty. It's been years since the Raymond's house, and the language lesson that wouldn't end. The old man never spoke anything but his native language at home. Wu speaks with authority. His Cantonese is as solid as ever. He never let it drop. You guys doing some late night fishing? Smuggler smiles. Oh yeah, we're fishing for assholes. You're gonna need some better bait. All you're gonna catch with that is trouble. Erratic. Seriously, they didn't teach you that in Reddit Cop School. He turns to you with a smile starting on his face, then he thinks better of it and turns back to the smugglers. Wu flashes his badge Lone Star, put the guns down. The smuggler squints at Wu's badge and smiles at his friends. Never seen a badge like that before. Either it's fake, or you're some kind of security guard. He grasps his rifle either way. This ends the same, alright? Lone Star doesn't have jurisdiction in Hong Kong. I think he's done talking. Turn-based combat. I know how turn-based combat works. You're now in turn-based combat mode. Each character on your team has an action move. Spend these points and they use Not basically glory, but hopefully I won't turn evil at the end of this. I can't. Kill the mage. Yep. Shit. Okay, she's a Meg. Damn. Alright, that worked well. I think those guys were Triad. Not sure, I don't recognize their tattoos. I am liking the musical cues. Pick up. Toko, an illegal street drug made from the elite kamikaze formula. Adds 1 body, 1 strength, and 1 willpower for 5 rounds every time the user attacks. These attack strength increases, alright. Manage. Ah, this is so much... This is a lot better. Oh, it's so much better than the previous. Even got drag and drop. They really tuned up the engine. I feel like that's where I need to go, but I want to see what's over here. Okay, that's the limit of where I can go there. Another gate panel. This one's been vandalized and busted up good. A real nightmare of a repair job. Who stares at the fence considering loops and whirls of razor wire glitter in the lamplight. All right. Looks edged with monofilament. The corporations here don't screw around. I fucking stay. Alright. Duncan and I have hopped plenty of fences before. I'll be fine, alright? She smirks. No, it won't. They use this kind of concertina on prison walls back in the UCAS. It goes through bone like a propeller through sea foam. Alright. Duncan nods his agreement. We aren't touching it. How about it, Carter? Think you could get the gate open? She winks at him. What do you think? She eyeballs the job. It'll take me a few minutes, though. Alright. Frowning, she leans to get a closer look at the mangled fuse box. A few seconds later, she starts pulling wires and yanking fuses. Look of intense concentration on her face. She's competent. In Cantonese, Ada. He sounds like Raymond when he does that. Alright. He shakes his head, continues in Cantonese. You gonna be a dick about this, Ada? We're in Hong Kong, only Cantonese from now on. Just like when we lived at Raymond's house, those endless drills are about to pay off. His coming back won't be a problem. He nods once satisfied, then turns his back and scans the horizon. At least you can still handle yourself in a fight. So you're Lone Star now, huh? His back's still to you, that's right. 8 years? Nope. Oh, what a dick. The silence between you gets louder, heavier, then is broken by a sudden wailing screech. Whose hand goes to his holster. The screech is replaced by the sound of grinding wheels. Glancing over to the console, you see Carter grinning back at you. Got it. Alright. The light from the nearby vendor stall slabs into your eyes, triggering a throbbing ache in the back of your skull. You stop short, squinting as rough voices drift in on the wind. I wonder if that pen thing I said earlier is that some kind of like pun in Cantonese. Stop short, squinting as the rough voices drift in on the wind. Where's everyone else? Where's the damn shipment? Another everyone's got fucking tattoos. Haven't seen them yet. We just got here. The voice becomes irritated. Long way's probably waiting for us. So we can haul it out of the boat for him, that lazy bastard. Let's just hang out here, let him find us. Carter keeps her voice low. Looks like we're on a stroll through Smuggler Central. These gangers don't know we're here. We could probably just slip past. Or we could clip them. They're already looking for us. It might be better to take them out now. Well, we got the element of surprise on our side. Alright, ambushing enemies. Oh, that's cool. While unaware hostiles are on screen, press the unholster button to enter turn-based combat mode. That's cool. Shit. Alright. I don't know why it sent me up there. I clicked over here, whatever. Okay, but that's in English for some reason. Husky troll. Crossing the street, you can make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped, mind your manners. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger. Someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? Husky troll. The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Permits? Give me a minute. He makes a show of patting his pockets. Nope, guess not. I must have dropped mine in a dumpster, along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Wu coolly surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well then. You almost feel Wu's cop training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits shoulder level, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arms forward, fist blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep to the scene, darting from one figure to another. Alright, everyone, just be cool. The thick troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. A little late for that, isn't it? Alright. Nah, it's never too late to be cool. The troll winks at you and gives his attention to Wu. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot just now. Something we can do for you, officer? Zalth breaks into a patronizing grin. Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We were supposed to meet him here. You know him? The troll nods his enormous head. Mm-hmm. Wu's voice gets an edge. You can see a vein in his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Carter sees it too, keeps her voice neutral. Easy, Duncan. The troll maintains amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on Wu. That's right, easy, Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. Raymond. You were gonna meet Raymond. Mm-hmm. So you were his tour guides, right? The troll's yellow-brown tusks shift into a smile again, kinda, yeah. The old man hired us to take you all on an excursion. Whose brow furrows hired you? He takes a moment, looks them over. They're not assortment, a cyberduck troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyberdeck slung on her back, and a tall elf standing behind them quietly inscrutable. All with guns trained on Wu. Understanding spreads across Wu's face, his jaw tightens. You're Shadowrunners. The troll nods. Mm-hmm. You're not being good at being a Shadowrunner if that's your... Wu's shoulders creep up, his stance tightens. This is bullshit. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. Oh, this is gonna go. The troll corrects him. Mercenary operatives. Shy dwarf. Dwarf cuts in. Her voice is soft but strong. Criminal mercenary operatives. Young orc. So yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associated with a bunch of hardened criminals. The troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as you thought, huh? Lou tries to shake it off, but he's struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off of him. The runners sense it too, and they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan, and their guns are big. The looks on their faces make it clear. One wrong beat of sweat and Lou's going down in a red mist cloud. Get ugly. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without turning, his focus squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. This is about money, right? Let's talk about money. The troll is wary but willing. He lifts the barrel of his gun slightly. I like talking about money. You can tell the orc girl's had enough of the tension. She blurts it out. The old man wanted us to take him to Kowloon Walled City. She waves a hand at the three of you, you two. Two large rats, clinging to her hip and shoulders, poke their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the Walled City. Slum, right? I've heard of it. The girl sneers, rolling her eyes. It's a shithole, the worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your mind. We get it, it's a real bad place. Now why would a little old man pay you to take him there? The dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot too, just kept rambling on and on about who he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I never would have accepted the gig. The Walled City's the last place I want to be. I want to go. But the old man rolled up a truckload of Nuyen, and you gotta eat, right? Wu risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. The troll flashes you a smile that's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang, I tell you what. He looks at his team as he slowly starts to lower his weapon. We're all gonna put our guns down. Oh, damn. Damn. The sound of high-caliber rifle shots hang in the air, and the red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Carter, the troll, and the silent elf lie dead in widening pools of blood. Their heads broken open like melons, dropped from a 4-story building. Alright. The orc girl screams from cover. Nightjar. Nightjar. Alright, who's Nightjar? Is he the fat guy? I guess it's the big guy, alright. Troll. Nightjar, come on, big man, talk to me. Gut shot? No. She turns to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. Oh shit, this isn't good. Officer on megaphone, a voice blares out from a loudspeaker. This is the police. Lay down your weapons, put your hands behind your head, and come out where we can see you. Officer on megaphone. Duncan Wu, Ada Jin Sun. Come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked on Carter's corpse. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it, I'm law enforcement. Lone Star, alright? He's driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. The dwarf shakes her head at him. Her voice is flat. Save your breath, they won't listen. Use your eyes, these bastards aren't here to make arrests. A sniper's shot hits the wall next to her head, showering her in an explosion of plaster. We need a way out of here now. Everyone pipe down, just give me a minute. Rackgirl stares at the ground intently, as if listening, then her brow furrows. Her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. At the end of the street. Everyone come with me. Everyone, we don't need the rent-a-cops gobbet. We're the only ones. The little orc whips her head towards her friend. Their extra firepower is. I got us an exit, but we've got to get past the heat. We can't shoot our way out of this on our own. If nothing else, they can soak up a few rounds for us. She turns to you, her pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick to cover and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads into a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. Hong Kong police force. Smart proximity grenade. Damage 0. There's a smart proximity mine at the target location. The mine will explode when hostiles enter the area. Alright. Shit. Monsoon. waste that. I don't know what's in here. Alright, let's see. Might be possible to use a network connection on this police motorcycle to do some damage to their local network. Okay, cool. Decking 2, deactivate the drones. Drone control, can't do that. Zero. Drones power down. Just got a nade launcher. Wish I'd realized that earlier. I'm the worst. I'm gonna make a melee character. Hit. I can try. here affect all the damages. Okay, that's what the... I almost thought that was regular fog. That would have been bad. Doing surprisingly well. God damn it. Okay, it's immune. Shit. fuckers. God damn it. Right. Whew. The rat shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleys, damp sub-basements and empty buildings, stumbling through refuse and filth, and you make your way into the sewers before Victoria Harbor. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobbet stops, sniffs, and wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rats squeak softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand in the dim light of the sewer. You can see they're nearly the same age. No more than 20, 21 tops. What were their names? She keeps her head down and tells it to the floor. The troll you were talking to was Nightjar. He was our friend. The elf was called Gutshot, kind of an asshole, but I didn't need to see his head splattered everywhere like that. Nightjar was a good guy, always had our backs, Isabel's and mine. Isabel nods in agreement. Her voice is flat, ready to find a runner that you can actually trust. She looks to her friend. Are we clear? Gobbet looks back the way you came. I think we've shaken them. Yeah, we're clear. Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewer, water creating echoes down the tunnel. You can feel the tension coming off of him in waves. This is bullshit. I'm done messing around in alleys and sewers. I'm done running from cops. For fuck's sake, I am a cop. We noticed. There's a Lone Star Sergeant dead back there. Damn it, Wu starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. I'm gonna get some of my own people down here, then we're gonna find Raymond and figure out what the hell's going on. The little orc shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. You have fun with that. She looks over at her friend and they both nod. Iz and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend. You're not her friend, you're their foster father. She looks straight at you, her tone is flat, and he's probably a dead man, sorry, but it's the truth. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already written the orc girl off. He pulls his security-grade PDA from its holster on his left leg, raises it, and starts tapping the buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star Office logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops confused, then taps it again harder. The red flashing image on the PDA reflects in his goggles. What the hell? I'm locked out of the network. He looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. Goes back to the screen and don't believe it. This is saying there's an APB out on us, Ada. You and me both. And your names. Who glares at the wall, a storm raging across his face. Fucking hell. His hand clenches into a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch the wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly, a pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly he turns and slings his PDA at the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it, spent. Rourke mouths an okay to herself, eyebrows raised. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Come on, Isabel, let's... She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes crashing down on the PDA at Wu's feet. The dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again until there's nothing left but a snarl of plastic housing, broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, and points at the tile of scrap she's created. Police issued. They can trace you through that. She turns to you, hand out. Yours too. It's on the network. Alright. Bury our own. You crush the PDA to shards under your foot while Isabel looks on blankly. Good. She looks over at Gobbett's sides, then reaches into her jacket pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs. She hands them to you and Duncan. Burners, I suppose, is the least we could do after your help back there. Package. Isabel isn't listening. She's staring down, open-mouthed, at her own PDA. Its bluish glow illuminating her horrified expression. Gobbett, we gotta go right now. Isabel's voice is monotone but emphatic. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us too. Her screen displays a local newscast. Your own face stares back at you from the upper left corner of the screen. Newscaster. And in breaking news, just under an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of a terrorist cell linked to the mainland city state of Henan. Right. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers. All right. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time ago, before Raymond. Our sources report that Seattle native Duncan Wu and Ada Jin Sun, along with their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still at large. They are well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbett and Isabel pop up on screen, replacing Duncan Wu. Alright. The odor drains out of Gobbett's face. Oh shit. Kowloon officials report that the terrorist cell, known as the White Star, maintains ties to the state of Henan, and it's purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are standing on high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force's Special Duties Unit has been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the newscaster, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbor. The camera pans to Chief Inspector Crate. She is surrounded by a swarm of news reporters, but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. Chief Inspector Crate, we have yet to ascertain the motive for tonight's attack, but it was clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. Crate sounds smooth, more like a corporate mouthpiece than a cop. We've already issued an all-points bulletin, along with a kill or capture order for the 4 remaining terrorists. I have instructed the Special Duties Unit to make this manhunt a top priority. She looks directly at the camera. If you should see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap into the HKPF flash code at the bottom of the screen. If you're on the unauthorized network and take a picture, our system will automatically identify them in your data stream. The Decker switches off the newscast and clips her PDA back onto her belt. For a moment, there's no sound but the roar of the sewer water rushing through the pipes. Gobbett bends over, hands on her knees, sucking wind. Her rats scurry for a new position. Thought we were fucked before. Now we are well and truly fucked. Yeah. We deal with it, Duncan. We always do. Whose mouth tightens not this time, Ada. Begins stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They've labeled us terrorists. There's an APB out on us. I've heard this kind of announcement before. I know what comes with it. It doesn't matter if we have nothing to do with that whatever city-state. They're going to hunt us down. It's open season. Isabel nudges the remains of Wu's PDA with her booted toe, and the two of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Gobbet's wide eyes the exit, tight as a spring. You can hear her shallow panting as she leans towards one then the other. We gotta go deep, hit the mainland for a while until we can figure this out, find a hole to crawl into. Gobbet looks at Isabel, wipes her mouth, and points at you and Duncan. We've got to get them off the grid too, way off. The dwarf looks up at Duncan and her large eyes narrow. Hey, Lone Star, you've got a security license, right? That means you've got a sin, too. Wu's brow furrows. Of course I have a sin. I wouldn't be able to get paid otherwise. Only criminals and lowlifes go sinless. She runs her hand along her cybernetic thinking. That means that you could be traced, both of you. You get spotted by a drone or a security camera, get ID'd by a retinal scanner, or try to use your cred stick or passport, and the HKPF will know just where to find you. Now how system identification number works, runner. All right. Lone Duncan, we're all in this together. Alright, now, double pulls out the dreadlock. Alright, I didn't mean to do that one. We're just as screwed as you are, me and Iz. We are listed as your accomplices. We can't afford for you to get caught. You'll lead them to us, one way or another. DNA samples, things we told you, astral residue, I don't know, cop stuff. Little Decker looks from you to Wu, eyes narrowed, sizing up. You can see her make a silent decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat, resigned. We need to get your sins burned, delete you from the record books, all of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute. You want us to just erase our identities? Who rubs a hand across his scalp? Beyond the fact that it's insane, will that even work? If we burn our sins, go off the grid like that, won't they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condescension seeps its way into Isabel's dry tone. Imagine playing a game of hide-and-seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try and hide with the siren or with the siren conspicuously absent? Let's just get this over. Let's just get on with it. What do we have to do? Gobbet's voice drops. We gotta ask for help. There's only one person we know who has the kind of pull it takes to burn a sin and hide us from the cops. Kindly Chang, alright? A restaurant. I guess this Kindly Chang is some sort of underworld hard-ass. Like a walnut. She's what's known as a straw sandal, kind of a middle manager for the Yellow Lotus Syndicate, their triad. Kindly Chang controls all the illegal activity in our neighborhood, smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting. Sounds like my kind of scum. She leans in, serious as death. This is no joke. Kindly Chang controls a good-sized portion of Kowloon's underworld. She has soldiers, resources, she's smart, and she's not to be underestimated. Zell's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Chang is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Eyes get big round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Nightjar's job, alright? Do you work with her? What did we just tell you? She's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowruns for the corpse. Kindly Chang is our fixer. Yeba tries to make her voice tight, confident. Let's just stay on our good side. You don't have nothing to worry about. Now let's get this done before one of your trips to the APB brings all hell down upon us, sir. Alright. I think I've been recording for over an hour. works. And I'm again highly specialized and not particularly good at anything. Wait a minute. Essence 6. Assault rifle combat. Mercenary Decker. Yeah, I thought so. For some reason I have 6 essence even though I have hand razors. She's still shy dwarf. Alright. Alright, we'll pick up next time.